That descent is the worst descent I have ever been on in my life. I'm knackered, my legs are pumped, and I am glad it's over. Right guys, bit of an emergency going on here. We've got the Great North Air Ambulance helicopter just landing. Fingers crossed he's all right. Wow, kind of brings it all home really. Yeah. Bit of a lump in the throat, to be fair. Oh, I've had to take a minute. And 100 in total so far. Done and boshed it, mate. What a way to top today off. I really don't have the words. Hello YouTube. I hope everyone's fitting well and life's treating you good. It's a balmy 23 Celsius and climbing here in the lakes today. I'm parked up at the Honister Slate mine. Great views down the valley, and I got parked up in the National Trust car park. Because I'm a member, parking is free there. The view down the Honister Pass is just blocked by the buildings and the secondary car park, but you can see the mine road snaking its way up towards Fleetwith Pike. As you'll have seen in my last few videos, I'm in tip-top condition at the moment, so I'm really pushing myself out on the fells. Today we've got a potential of 5 Wainwright summits and the definite wild camp somewhere along the way. But to start with, I've got a steep climb to break that first ridge line. As always, it's great to have you join me on an outdoors adventure, and if you're a new viewer of the channel, welcome to A Cumbrian Lad Outdoors. Come join me on this wild camp, see what kit I'm using to get today's base weight down to 3.5 kilos, and of course enjoy the beautiful views that the Lake District has to offer. If you decide to follow this route, at the very start, I advise you do the same as me and just take your time. Just looking back at the car park now, you can see how steep it is, and it does involve a little bit of a scramble. But so far, it's wakening up the legs nicely. Garmin Fenix 7 Pro Solar guiding me as usual. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. If you are umming and ahhing about getting one, or indeed a newer model, I highly recommend that you do so. And for interest, the route that I'm using for today, I planned myself, is on the Garmin maps. If you zoom in on the car park down there, you will see it. If you click on one of the little men, it'll start with A Cumbrian Lad Outdoors YouTube. So if you fancy following this exact route, you can download that and follow it. Even taking that first section very steady, it's only taken me 15 minutes to get over the worst of it. And I'm now on the open fell with a much easier ascent in front of me for the foreseeable. A couple of people on that peak there. Great views already. You can see just how high I've ascended already in such a short space of time. And like I say, because I took it steady on that first section, it's warmed my legs up nicely. From start to the last mountain, 5.21 miles, so that makes this hike 10.5 to 11 miles in total. There's little to no wind today, so consequently the sweat is starting to pour out of me rather rapidly. I've got my diorite electrolyte powder in the water, which is full of sodium and potassium and other such electrolytes to help keep me hydrated, which also, by the way, really helps stop cramp if you get cramp. We really are starting to gain elevation fast now. I've just come up a little bit of a scramble, but the relatively easy going continues. That being said, I am glad I've packed lightweight today. Like I said, base weight of 3.5 kilos, add 2.5 kilos of fluids. That is 6 kilos if you guys were to take this pack. Slightly a little bit more for me with a little bit of recording kit in there, but definitely under 6.5 kilos total pack weight for today. I've not even been on the trail 45 minutes yet, and I'm just hitting the first summit of the day. And we can say Kirk fell, Wainwright number 95, done and boshed it, mate. Another one off the list. And what a cracking first summit for the day. A peak there is the summit that I had pinned for this mountain. You need to come just a little bit further. That's the one thing with the Garmins. You do have to be very careful with your pin placement. I am right out in the middle of nowhere. Honister Mine Works, just down there. Fleetwith pike, buttermere, crummock, melbrake, high style, Enidle water in the background. Look at this, absolutely glorious. I'm really enjoying today's hike so far as well. I'm feeling good, my legs are good, my fitness is good, I'm staying hydrated, glorious weather for it. There's a little bit more of a breeze now I've hit the first summit, which is very welcome. But I will take 5 minutes here just to take on some more fluids, and then it's on to Bosch summit number 2. It's only been 10 minutes since I tapped that first summit. Nice easy transfer walk over to the second, which I'm literally just about to tag. And we can say Brandreth. Wainwright number 96. Done and boshed it, mate. Another one off the list. You can see just how easy the transfer walk was from that first summit. It's literally just over the brow of that hill. We've lost the views of the lake somewhat, but gained a closer look at the mountains. And there's some big boys and girls right in front of me. As the transfer walk has been pretty short, no need to take a rest here. On to summit Wainwright number 3 of the day. Although today's pack is a base weight of 3.5 kilos, I have brought my water filter with me. So if you've got a route that goes past plenty of water, this will be a full pack weight. I brought it with me because I knew it was going to be a hot day and nobody likes to get dehydrated out in the fells. Just coming past a water source. Does look a little murky, but I am going to take this opportunity to top up. For the next summit, I'm having to take a little bit of a detour. Green Gable is just in front of me up there, but I'm taking a little detour to summit that mountain there. I'm pleased I've got the trusty old walking poles with me today. The descent so far to the third summit of the day from up there, as you can see, is very steep and rocky, and it eases off for a bit, followed by a gentle last minute of incline. And then you can say base brown. Wainwright number 3 of the day and number 97 in total. Done and boshed it, mate. Another one off the list. And it's out on its own, this one, offering some fantastic views of the surrounding mountains and valleys. Castle Crag and Derwent Water just peeking into view in the centre of a shot there. And I've got to climb all the way back up that, but it'll be right. That's halfway through the summits for today, so I'm going to take 20 minutes here, get a little snack bar on board, some more fluids, and then we're on to number 4 for the day. I had a nice little break on base brown. Snack bar and some water on board, fighting fit and raring to go. Now if you follow this route on Garmin that I've planned, once again where I've put this pinpoint is ever so slightly out. You will have to go, I think it was about 400 feet further to get to the actual summit. Like I say, you do have to be very careful with your pin placement on the Garmin maps. You do have the option of missing this one out. You're kind of doubling back on yourself to add this one in, but I feel that's well worth it. It offers some fantastic views of the mountains, valleys, like I say, Keswick and Castle Crag poke into view. So for me, definitely well worth the trip. But for now, I'm on the gentle descent, and then I've got that rocky ascent to do before I continue on to summit number 4 of the day. I'm absolutely smashing them out today. Loving life, brilliant this, perfect day for it. Not too hot. Now I've got a bit of a scent, there's a nice little bit of breeze in the air. Could not have wished for a better day for it. Oh, I'm not going to lie, that rocky ascent definitely got the heart pumping and the sweat flowing, that is for sure. But it was still very much worthwhile, the walk to tap Base Brown. And the good news is, in less than 0.23 of a mile, I will be tapping summit number 4 of the day. Number 98 in total. Still can't quite believe I'm getting that high, but I can finally say Green Gable. Oh, done and boshed it, mate. Wow. Oh, legs are starting to tire a little bit now. I've got the daunting next summit of the day right in front of me. Steep descent, then steep ascent. I think that is Sprinkling Tarn, just in view there, with Scarfell Pike in the distance. Fantastic 360 views from here. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. And I mean wow, look at that. And just off the summit there is the first place that I've seen where I really fancy pitching the tent for tonight. Nice and flat, short grass. So I've definitely got plan A for tonight's wild camp. Oh, right, definitely time to take on some more water. And then it'll be on to summit number 5 of the day. And I've got to say, I'm really not looking forward to that climb either, but I'm sure it'll be well worth it once I get to that top. Right guys, bit of an emergency going on here. We've got the Great North Air Ambulance helicopter just landing right on the summit of Green Gable. I am just making my way down to Windy Gap, and just in front of me there's a guy who's taken a rather nasty tumble. Fingers crossed he's alright, and well done to the Great North Air Ambulance for getting here to rescue him. Now that is a cause that I have raised money for in the past. It was the Great North Air Ambulance car that gave my mum the last minute help that she needed in the last few days of her life. I will put a link to their website and everything in the description, so if you've got a spare few quid, please head over and donate to them. And what I will do is any money that I make from this video will also be donated to the Great North Air Ambulance. Like I say, fingers crossed this guy is going to be okay. Everyone wants to set off on an awesome outdoors adventure and get home safely. Nobody wants to get hurt. With that solemn reminder of the risk of being outdoors, we'll continue on today. Styhead Tarn also now in view, and a very steep descent down to Windy Gap, so I'm going to be very careful here. Right, I'm just on the final ascent up to Great Gable. Being very careful, I don't want to show too much and remain respectful, but the casualty is just down there. We've got the air ambulance team over there, just carefully assessing the route to access the casualty. And once again, a huge shout out to those guys and girls in that helicopter for giving us a better chance to get home safe and sound if we do have an accident out in the fells. Wow, kind of brings it all home really. I've said it and I mean it, every single penny that this video makes will be donated to the air ambulance. So tag your friends, send it to your friends, share it on Facebook. I've already raised a lot of money for the air ambulance when my mum died. I'm sure this video won't raise anywhere near as much, but let's see if we can at least do a little something to help them out. Yeah, bit of a lump in the throat to be fair, but I shall crack on and I'll see you on the summit. Just as I'm approaching summit number 5 for the day, there's the Great North Air Ambulance taking off. Obviously the casualty's in and going to be taken speedily to hospital, hopefully for a good recovery. But I can finally say, Great Gable, done and boshed it, mate. Wow. It has been well worth the wait, let me tell you that. It's been on the list for as long as time. Big shout out to my brother from another mother, Adam in the Wild, aka Adam's Rotten Rooms. We've tried to do this so many times together and he's kindly said just get it done. He's too busy doing stuff with Rotten Rooms at the minute, but wow mate, this one's for you pal. Absolutely unbelievable up here. Wow. Like I say, this one's been on the list for as long as time. I still can't believe I'm finally up here. I've just dropped down from the summit to get a better view right down the length of Wastwater. And it's a wow moment for me. Over there is summit number 6 of the day. And what will hopefully be Wainwright number 100. Look at that view of Wastwater. Scarfell Pike right in front of me. And a cracking view down on the Sprinkling Tarn. It's nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but I think I've still got time to bag summit number 6 of the day and get back to Green Gable to set up camp for the night. I am going to take 5-10 minutes here just to rehydrate and then crack on. One thing I will note up here, there's not much room for pitching. Definitely nothing on the summit. Possibly a few select pitches down here, but not much at all. I'm just on the descent from Great Gable and I am having to be really careful. It is very steep and it's very scree-like. There's lots of loose rock which keeps moving under my feet. See what I mean? Look how steep that is. And then it doesn't look too bad of an ascent, and then a nice flat walk to the next summit. But for now I am having to be really careful. Wow guys, let me tell you something. That descent is the worst descent I have ever been on in my life. It slowed me down massively. I'm knackered, my legs are pumped. And I am glad it's over. Still got a cracking view of Wastwater. But look at what I've just come down. Wow. I'm pooped. I definitely need to take 5 minutes here. Another snack bar. Some water, because I've now got to climb that. It's a good job, I love it. Oh, I've had to take a minute. Really not as bad as this, but because I've just done that hard descent, I'm now on a reasonably difficult ascent because it's quite rocky and slippy, so my legs are just kind of pumped still. You can see the route that I took down. That was hard work. And now you can see I'm on quite a steep ascent, although not as rocky or as slippy. Like I say, my legs are just pumped. So I'm going to take a bit of a breather before I carry on. Well, I'm over the worst of the final steep incline of the day towards the final summit of the day. Ooh-wee. But there is some good news, as well as some cracking views. When I descend, I can walk around the side of Great Gable and there's a path back up to Green Gable. So that is going to make my route back to Green Gable an awful lot easier. And from here on till the final summit, it's gentle undulating up and down. Oh, we're almost there. What a day it's been. Full of summits, sweat and rescues. Not to mention some awesome views. But I can finally say, Kirk fell. Wainwright number 6 of the day, and 100 in total so far. Done and boshed it, mate. Another one off the list. And this one is equally as good as Great Gable, because you actually get a cracking view of Great Gable itself. 360 views. Cracking view over Wastwater. Loads of places to pitch down here. Look at these views, man. There's Great Gable, absolutely majestic. Wow. Wowee. One of, if not the best day I've had out in the mountains. Right, time for me to get the rucksack off for 5, take on some water and head back to Green Gable via that little shortcut that I spotted. I'm not going to switch the camera back on because all you hear is me cursing and sweating. So I'll see you back on Green Gable. Well, I've made it back to Green Gable in one piece. Although that shortcut did me a favour, meaning I didn't have to go back over Great Gable, it was still steep and stony and very slippery. So I was right in my prediction that all you'd have had from me was sweat and swearing. Not that I'm absolutely exhausted by any stretch of the imagination, but before I set my tent up, I definitely need to chill out for a bit. Trekked myself again today on today's camp. 3 Heineken Zeros. A bit lively, but well worth it. Oh wow. I can't tell you how good that is. Wowee. As I say, I'm going to have 5 minutes, finish my zero, and then I'm getting the tent up. Well, I'm all recovered. Really enjoyed that Heineken Zero. And I've got the tent up. Still got a few people descending Great Gable. I've got one tent for company in the form of a Wild Country Helm Compact 1. Cracking view on the summit of Base Brown, lit up by the setting sun. A few locals for company as well. But I've managed to get back out in the Durston X-mid 2 Pro. It feels like ages since I've been out on it, and the more I use this tent, the more I love it. Super easy to set up if you've got a nice flat pitch and the grass isn't too long, not too bumpy. But I've got it down to a T now. Usual setup inside. Nemo Tensor Extreme long wide sleeping mat. Sea Summit Spark 2 with the Aeros Premium pillow. Couple of Heineken Zeros left. Looks like I might have to fight Tactical Duck for those two though. If you know, you know. Got the jet boil with the coffee system. Healthy breakfast for morning. Tonight's tea. A pretty basic setup with a few luxuries thrown in. Could I have gone lighter today? Yes. Am I glad I brought those 3 Heineken Zeros and my jet boil with the coffee setup? 100%, you bet I am. You bet I am. Bang on 7 o'clock now, and the sun is starting to get low in the sky. Unless I go and sit on the summit, there'll be no sunset down here. But we'll see. If it's not too busy, I might have a wander up. But for now, I'm just going to sit my backside down, chill out a little bit more, enjoy these awesome views. Then it'll be time to fire the jet boil up and get my evening meal going. I've just jumped in the tent quickly to get out the breeze so I can have my tea. Once again, we're continuing the theme of these microwave meals. Barbecue lentils from the gym kitchen tonight, which is macro counted. Once again, you'll see everything's in the green apart from the salt. And as I say, that's not a problem because I've been on a big hike. I've sweated out a lot. Even though I've had my rehydration powder in the water, I'm not overly bothered about that salt level being raised a little bit. So I'm going to get this boiled up and let's see what she tastes like. 10 minutes in the jet boil, I'm finding is more than enough for these. It's my first time trying the gym kitchen. So fingers crossed, she's all right. Now this is a vegetarian meal. I'm not a vegetarian. So there is always the option of tipping this into one of the mylar bags that I use, and you could add sausage, bacon, beef, steak cuts, all that kind of stuff. but I'm just trying this in the bare bones. And that is very tasty. 20 grams of protein, 273 kilocalories in one pouch. Very tasty, that. Good barbecue flavour. The best microwave one I've had so far, this. It's been nice to get the boots off as well. My old dogs are barking. It's been hard on the feet, this one. You can see just how beat up and scraped my boots are. And behind me you can see some sunset colours. So I'm going to finish my food, get cleaned up, wander myself up to the summit and hopefully catch a sunset. Wow, what can I say, guys? This is phenomenal. Just looking back at the pitch. Getting really dusky now. Look at this. Phenomenal sunset. Got some people on the top of Great Gable. What a way to top today off. I really don't have the words. Well, that sunset really has just topped today off. With that, I think that has got to be my best day out in the fells, without a shadow of a doubt. I pushed myself distance-wise, ascent-wise, tagged 6 Wainwright summits, hit my 100th. What a fantastic day. Can't really say any more than that, can I? I am fairly pooped, so it is most definitely time for me to get my head down for the night. As always, I'll be up in the morning, hopefully to a beautiful sunrise. So enjoy the photos and footage I've got for you overnight, and we'll see you in the morning.
Good morning everyone. A reasonable night's sleep. I reckon I've had about 4 hours. Unsurprisingly, after the distance and the amount of ascent I did yesterday, I've had a little bit of cramp return. The first time since I started taking the Diorite powder. Even though I had 2 yesterday on the ascent, it wasn't enough to stop it, unfortunately. But as you've seen, I've got coffee brewing. It's time to get breakfast as well. Oh, that's good. Oh, that wind is whistling a little bit outside the tent as well. Now, the tent's only just flexing with it, but we've been up in the mountains, it does tend to whistle a little bit. I've been outside the tent very briefly, and there's just the very start of the sunrise colours. So the plan is to have breakfast, get cleaned up and packed up inside here, get the tent down quickly, which is what this tent is very good for. You can get it down very rapidly indeed. And then have a nice walk back to the car while the sun's coming up. Oh, just what the doctor ordered, as always on a morning at camp. Right, time to finish off my breakfast and my coffee and get this stuff packed up and hopefully get you a nice sunrise. I've just made a start packing up inside the tent. I've opened the door. This is going to be a good sunrise, this. Double quick pack up, I think, and then I get to walk back while the sun's coming up. And just like that, all packed up and ready to go home. That's where I had my tent last night. I've double checked, nothing left behind there. That's my rucksack ready to go with the rubbish bag on it. So as always, and as it should be, I'll be leaving no trace. The awesome Great Gable, Scarfell Pike, loads of mountains that I recognise, bathed in an absolutely magnificent sunrise, and one that I get to enjoy as I walk back to the car. 5:25, I'm hoping I'll be back to the car within an hour, hour and a half. What an absolutely unreal morning for a hike back to the car. From camp to the car is just a little over 3.5 miles. So far I've been going at a good lick and making good time. Looking back to the summit where I camped over Base Brown. You see the sun isn't quite up yet, but we've lost a little bit of that sunrise colour. To my left is Brandreth, the second of yesterday's summit. What a fantastic 2 days for it. Unbelievable. Right, let's crack on back to that car. I'm just to the right of yesterday's first summit, Grey Knot, and the sun has just started to poke its face above the mountains. Starting to light up Great Gable a little bit. What a panorama this morning. Unbelievable. 8 minutes past 6 and I'm literally just above the Slate mine, so I'm making exceptional progress this morning. See the mine works there and the snaky mine road. Main car park is just out of shot, but you can see some roadside parkers there. Honister Pass snaking away. Sun's just about fully up now, and now I'm on the descent. There's no breeze at all. Unbelievable morning. 1 hour and 5 minutes to walk the just over 3.5 miles from camp back to the car. Really happy with that. Although descending yesterday's first ascent, I did have to be really careful. That is quite steep and slippery. How can I reflect on yesterday's hike, camp, and this morning's hike with nothing else other than the best day I've had out in the mountains? Absolutely awesome. Obviously my thoughts and prayers goes out to the casualty from yesterday's family, and kudos to the air ambulance team members who do an absolutely amazing job out here in the fells for emergency rescues. As I've already said in the video, I will be donating any money that's made off this video to the air ambulance. I'm not normally known for any kind of clickbaity thumbnails. I've had my funny ones in the past that people have mistaken for that, but I make no apologies for making the most out of the thumbnail for this video. I want it to do well for no other reason other than to make some money for the air ambulance. No doubt there'll be somebody accuse me of trying to make followers or something like that from this video, but if you're a regular viewer at the channel or you know me at all, you know I'm not that kind of person. Just trying to do a good thing for the air ambulance. With that said, it is time for me to get myself away home. Thank you all so much for joining me on this one, and I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. So once again, until next time, stay safe, much love from a Cumbrian lad.